Hello, this is Elliot Mazie, and I'm here in Mali, Africa, about 1.5 hours outside of the capital city of Bamako. I want to personally thank the people that have contributed to our Learning Gives Back initiative. Many of you were at Learning 2007 and saw Scott Case and the other folks from the Malaria No More Foundation, along with Melinda Doolittle, encourage you to donate as little as $10 for a net. It was a moving appeal, but I must tell you, nothing has moved me more than seeing on the ground what the reality of your contributions are doing.
Without these interventions, it's estimated that 25,000 to 30,000 children would die each year from malaria. We're all hopeful that by distributing these bed nets to every child under 5 as part of this campaign, we can save many of these children and the millions of children around Mali from these terrible diseases.
Hi, this is Elliot Mazie. Well, you just saw me in Mali, Africa. That was a couple years ago. And I was there with Scott Case and my wife on part of a Malaria No More sponsored trip where literally millions of nets were distributed. What we did there, and I wanted to start a conversation with you about how you might do a version of that today, was that we decided to use video as a method of connecting ourselves with some of the donors and supporters who had paid for some of the nets that we were distributing. Literally, we did it almost live. It was overnight from Africa over the internet back to them. I believe that one of the things that makes you and your colleagues uniquely empowered as griots is the power of video. Right now, I'm making this video using a $99 camera sitting in front of my Apple computer right here in our house in Saratoga Springs. And literally in a couple of hours, it's going to be uploaded, put on Blackboard, and available to you as a griot to view. And in the same way, you can use videos, just as you're working on your projects towards building PSAs and the like. You can use videos as interesting ways to tell stories, to communicate messages, to allow people to take part in events that they might not take part in live. And we believe that this group of griots will rapidly become comfortable in this media called video. Now, there's a whole range of video. In Africa, I was using a handheld, about $1,200, $1,300, what's called prosumer camera. But right now, as I said, I'm literally sitting in front of my PC and I'm using a $99 camera. And as we edited this slightly, we put a picture of that camera here for you to see. And one of the reasons that we did that is that the quality of the lens is everything. You know, many of your laptops and desktops come with built-in cameras, but very often they're tiny little dots on the top and they have plastic lenses. But this is a Logitech lens that has actually a glass Zeiss lens on it, and with that you can see me clearly. It's got a wonderful microphone, and now you're prepared for the most important thing, which is the telling of a story. And as a griot, you want to tell a story in a way that's compelling. You want to allow your personality to reach the lens and go across the internet. And I don't think I have to tell you this, but less is more. That doing something that's shorter is more impactful. Doing something that's Hollywood is not that important. In fact, we are increasingly getting used to the concept that video that is from the heart and is from the field may be much more effective than one that has taken a long time to produce. Now, if you can do a sort of Avatar 3D Cameron spectacle, go right ahead as a griot. But I would encourage you to think about these as homegrown, heart-rich, fact-rich stories. Now, sometimes you might take your PowerPoint and sweeten it with video. Sometimes you might take video and poof, add a slide, as we're doing here, a slide of a net or a slide of a place in Africa. But however you do it, it's really fairly simple. And all you're going to need are a computer, a camera, and you can use a camera hooked into your computer, or you can even use one of the flip cams that are around, and those range $100 to $190. And finally, you're going to need a little bit of editing. Now, don't put all those special effects in or snazzy transitions or think you've got to put captions every few seconds. But you can use the software that either comes with a Mac, iMovie, or can be downloaded free onto a PC, which is Windows Movie Maker, and you can use it to edit and then upload it either to something like YouTube or to some of the other places that we have available for you as griots. Now, you may be shy about talking in front of a camera. I do this regularly, so I'm pretty comfortable. You may need some notes, in which case you could literally paste them on the screen right below the camera. You might like looking at yourself or not, so you might literally move that screen away. But what's most important is, as a griot, you have a story to tell. And we would like you to start to practice in the creation of these videos. Why, just the other day I was trying to influence somebody on a policy issue, and so I made a personalized video for them. Now, whether or not they saw it, or maybe their staff saw it, but it was an important way in which I could be present as an advocate, even though I might not be able to get to their office. So I hope you have enjoyed this little sample video. I encourage you to go out and create them. Part of your assignment as a griot is to get comfortable with the process of telling video stories. And I look forward to seeing some of the results of those experiments. This is Elliot Mazie, yours in learning.